We're going to look at the sexual reproduction and development. In case of humans, there's males and females. And next topic is overview of the reproductive system. As you can see here, we have primary sex organs, right, and secondary sex organs. Primary sex organs are the ones that we are born with, such as, for example, in the case of females, the uterus, in the case of boys, the penis. And secondary sex organs are the ones that we develop when we reach puberty, such as, for example, breast enlargement in the case of females, and what we call the Adam's apple gets enlarged in the case of males. Also, we have obviously external and internal genitalia, right? In the case of, for example, females, internal would be the vagina, for example, and external would be the breast. We keep scrolling down. So chromosomal sex determination, the gender is determined when the spermatozoid and the ovule get in contact and fecundation happens. So if the combination of the spermatozoid and the ovule is X and X, as you can see right here in the figure, and if it's X and Y, then it's going to be a male. So we keep scrolling down. Hormones and sexual differentiation. The gender determination happens immediately when the spermatozoid and the ovule get together and fecundation happens, but up to 5 to 6 weeks, as you can see here, the embryo is not clear whether is female or a male. However, as weeks go by and they start passing, you're going to see here that this is now a little bit more clear. It's 7, 8 weeks right here, 8 weeks around here. One thing that you need to pay attention to is that these cells that you have right here at the level of the abdomen, you see even the colors, blue and orange, they are going to be the gonads. So in this case, if this is a male, this is going to be the testicle, and if this is a female, these are going to be the ovaries. So if we scroll down, we can see right here that the ovaries move from the abdomen to the pelvic area, but in the case of the testicles, they travel from the abdomen all the way down to where the scrotum is going to be. So if we scroll down, external genitalia, same thing. 5, 6 weeks is not clear what it is, but around 8, 9 weeks. In the case of females, this is an opening, which is going to turn eventually into what is going to become the vagina, labia majora, labia minora. But in this case of the male, this area is going to close. This is going to elongate in order to form the eventually what the penis is going to be. Keep scrolling down. Descent of the gonads, again, is very important because, as I was telling you, the cells that are going to turn into gonads, testicles, and ovaries, they need to descend. In particular, the testicles. And as you can see right here, testicles are going to descend basically from the abdomen down to where the scrotum is going to be. And that is promoted by the presence of testosterone. It keeps scrolling down. There's nothing else after that. Okay, the next topic is male reproductive anatomy. We see in there the first part, which is going to be the scrotum. This is like a bag where the testicles are going to be located. There's a wall in the middle of it, which is called the median septum, and the perineal raphe is the outside view of the median septum. So if we scroll down, we have in here the male reproductive system. The function of the male reproductive system is basically to provide the spermatozoids in the semen in order to have a baby. The spermatozoids are going to be created right here in the testicles. The testicles is just a set of tubes, and the first part of that tube is going to be the seminiferous tubules. The spermatozoids are created in the seminiferous tubules. Okay, so one thing to look at, this is the body, right? And the testicles are hanging in there. So it's separated from the body. But the testicles are a group of cells of the body, therefore it needs to have nutrients. And that's why we have right here blood vessels. Also has a lot of sensitivity, therefore it has to have in here a lot of nerves. Not only that, the testicles move up and down because of the presence of muscles, such as the cremasteric muscle right here and the dartos muscle, as you can see here. These muscles are going to help maintain the temperature in the testicles, because one very important characteristic is that the spermatozoids are not going to be viable. They're not going to survive if there are changes in the temperature. The temperature must be always the same in the testicle. It cannot increase a lot or decrease a lot because the spermatozoids will not work. For that reason, when the temperature is too cold outside, that muscles are going to constrict and the testicles will move closer to the body to increase the temperature. If the temperature is too hot in the body, like for example when somebody is performing physical activity, then the testicles move far away from the body in order to remove the temperature from the testicles. The blood is hot because it comes from the body, and that would be too hot for the cells in the testicles. So therefore these veins right here that are going to form the pampiniform plexus, they're going to remove this heat and they're going to bring it back into the body. So let's keep scrolling down. Right here we said the cremasteric muscle and dartos muscles. We already talked about that. Pampiniform plexus, we said is to remove the temperature. And here you can see, red warm blood, cool blood. And you see here this blood is going to the testicles, but the temperature in this blood gets removed by the pampiniform plexus. That's why in here it's becoming colder. And this pampiniform plexus goes back to the body. So let's keep scrolling down. The testis, we already mentioned that is inside the scrotum, but if we cut the testicles, we can see here the set of tubes. Everything starts with the seminiferous tubules that you can see right here. That's where spermatozoids are going to be created. The seminiferous tubules continue into the retitestis, which is this area. The retitestis continues into the epididymis. This is the head of the epididymis, goes down into the tail of the epididymis, and from there it goes up into the ductus deferens, as you can see right here. This part is called the spermatic cord. That is kind of like the bridge that communicates the testicles with the body, which is the same area that I showed you before in the previous figure. So this area right here is going to be the spermatic cord. So where the spermatozoes are created in the seminiferous tubules, and it continues all this set of tubes and comes out through the spermatic cord into the body using the ductus deferens. What are the structures you find in the spermatic cord? Blood vessels, arteries and veins, as well as nerves. So if we scroll down and we cut one of these seminiferous tubules, this is the tubule, and you can see here a whole bunch of balloons in there. These balloons are the germinal cells. These cells are the ones that are going to produce the spermatozoids through a process of meiosis. In meiosis, you have two cell divisions, therefore you're going to have first cell division, second cell division, and then the spermatozoids are going to fall in the space or in the lumen that the tubes have. And you can see here they're showing these are the tails of the spermatozoids. You have this similar figure in here. These cells in purple are going to be the germ cells or germinal cells. They go through meiosis in order to form the spermatozoids. So if we keep scrolling down, we can see here the spermatic ducts. We already talked about that. Right here in the testicles, in the seminiferous tubules, that's where the spermatozoids are going to be created. They go through the retitestis, epididymis, head, epididymis tail. Ductus deferens goes up, as I was telling you, goes around the urinary bladder, and it joins the seminal vesicle, forming the ejaculatory duct, and the ejaculatory duct goes through the penis, as you can see here, and the spermatozoids are able to come out. So if we keep scrolling down, you can see the same figure. In here, you can see the glands that are part of the male reproductive system. We have seminal vesicles, prostate right here, and bulbourethral gland. The spermatozoids, together with the fluids from all these three glands, are going to form the semen. The semen contains 60% of the fluid from the seminal vesicle and 30% of the prostate and just a little bit of the bulbourethral gland, as you can see right here. As spermatozoids obviously are going to be basically 5 to 10%. So we keep scrolling down. We have the penis. The penis is the structure that is going to allow semen to be placed in the vagina. You can see here it has a shaft and a base, and it has these structures right here that are going to be like sponges. These sponges, they are called corpus spongiosum right here, corpus cavernosum right here. They fill with blood, and that is going to make the penis to become very hard. Blood contains water. Water gives you pressure, so the more blood you put in here, more pressure you're going to have, and that penis is going to become very hard. So right here in the corpus spongiosum, you see the urethra. That's the tube that is going to be used in order to allow the spermatozoids to come out. The urethra is also part of the urinary system, and obviously is used for urination, and that's about it.